Year 6? Do you like looking at bold images of everyday items painted in bright colors? This type of art is called pop art, and it began in the 1950s. Pop art is a style of art based on simple, bold images of everyday items, such as soup cans painted in bright colors. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. For you to know more, here's a clip from the Art Gallery of New South Wales.
It was a time of optimism and post-war economic boom for many. Supermarket aisles were filled with consumer products. Advertising and glossy magazines told people what to buy and made them want to buy it. Movie stars filled the silver screen, giving rise to celebrity culture, and the youth fought for freedom. Out of this new popular culture, pop art was born. Its subjects were celebrities, comics, cans, condiments and cuisine. Its style was flat, colourful, graphic and commercial-like. Pop art was... Critics were sceptical. How could soup be art? But pop artists were referencing the world in which people actually lived. And as Andy Warhol put it, everything is art. In the UK, Richard Hamilton was amongst the first to reference pop culture using cutouts from American magazines. He was followed by Peter Blake and David Hockney. Together, they celebrated and questioned all things American. Over in the land of the free, however, pop art was a reaction to the introverted nature of abstract expressionism. By filling their canvases with flags, targets and tyres, Robert Rauschenberg and Jasper Johns paved the way. Then, Andy Warhol burst onto the scene with his screen prints, taking reign as the king of pop. Roy Lichtenstein turned comic books into high art, and Claes Oldenburg turned toilets into cushions. Down under, pop art started as a reaction to the conservative state of Australian art. A group called the Annandale Imitation Realists added odds and ends to their canvases in defiance. Later, the American and British pop culture explosion was embraced by Aussie artists like Martin Sharp and Brett Whiteley. By the end of the 60s, pop art's heyday was over, but its legacy had only just begun. A post-pop art emerged. In Australia, it was called popism. This new generation mined past and present pop culture and even borrowed, or appropriated, work from the past. Pop art is one of the defining and most recognisable movements of the 20th century. Today, it's more than a reflection of popular culture, it's a part of it.
Today, we will be transitioning from our study how to draw a human head into pop art. And what better springboard could be but the comic strips of Roy Lichtenstein. Roy Lichtenstein was born in New York in 1923. He became famous for his bright and bold paintings of comic strip cartoons, as well as his paintings of everyday objects. He is best known for his instantly recognizable comic strip style of painting. We will learn more about him next week, but this week we will first try to prepare the base. We're going to make the base out of some recycled stuff found around our homes. I will be using a cardboard here lined with tape so it doesn't fray later. You may also use flattened boxes. Also gather some newspapers or scraps of paper. Now that you have your materials, we are going to paste one layer of paper mache on your base. If you don't have glue, there's a link in the descriptions below about a homemade glue tutorial using basic ingredients found in your kitchen. Use a hairdryer if you want the papier-mâché to dry soon. Otherwise, leave it overnight and let it dry. After all, search online about his comic strip style and choose an image that you might want to paint next week.